What's going on? So, starting off with a shorter battle today, but a single unit on a epic Sally Out got over 500 kills. So, let's watch the replay. So, I am Carthage. I have a teammate who's Alani, and then we're up against Mastodon and Galatia. So, 2v2, I think ultra funds. Okay, so immediately you can see in my army comp I have 4 elephants, and Alani is a step faction, so we're going to just full Sally Out. And for some reason my ballista is broken, so that doesn't do much. So my job is basically hold with these troops while our Sally Out does a lot of work to troops in the back. So yeah, I have my army, which is 4 elephants, and then pretty standard African pikes, Cretan archers in the back. I'm using the general and bodyguard instead of like noble cav to save cost. I have as Carthage, you can only buy mercenary skirmishers that are like decent, so or that are like not javelin men. So I'm using 1 Balearic slinger and then 3 elite archers. And then I'm using a lot of like cheap Libyan hoplites, as well as some Libyan infantry and then cheap Iberian swordsmen. So right now, I'm microing the other side, but my teammate engages with, or is about to engage with Mastodon with his cav over here. But right now, since I have 4 elephants, Galatia is our focus for just trying to wipe them out. So, and also they have some noblemen, so I'm concerned about that. Cav is how you stop their cav, but they're continuing to send up a lot of their cheaper infantry, which I probably, seeing the elephants, would have kept back to maybe just throw them in, or I would have started rushing up my elite infantry and skirmishers, because they're like good infantry, and elephants ruin stuff. Especially like swords. Like they have some legionaries that really needed to be in the city. They also needed to push these noblemen over. Needed to push the noblemen over. They have some noble horse, which I would say get out of there. Okay, so Mastodon just abandons their artillery, which I would not do, because it also is going to let them charging, and they're looking the complete wrong way. These noble step lancers have an amazing charge, and they're already getting their general into this. Okay, so I probably, as the general, Mastodon would have pulled in more, put some of my Thoreus spears on the outside, because they're not in hoplites, because they're not facing like elephants or anything, and spears do amazing against cavalry. Like, they have a 15 bonus versus large on top of already being pretty good and having twice the numbers of cav. So Mastodon just needs to completely try to get rid of all of this with archer fire and stuff, because then they're able to pull some of it over. And oh well, I missed the first charge, but our elephants are doing work. To the elite units of Galatians. So right now they have some Cappadocian calves, so I'm going to try to get my elephants to take them out, because they're not a threat to elephants, but they are and their elite archers, which they need to stay alive and shoot these, are now getting attacked. They only lose 2 on the first charge, but I have some more elephants coming in, and they need to fall back. They need to just charge the noblemen in and let the Syrian archers fall back, because they cannot do really much against elephants in melee. But their arrows are very effective against them, especially the fire ones, which can just make them go out of control. But yeah, we have broken 2 archers. So they were running 2 archers and 2 Celtic skirmishers. But I already broke 2 archers, and I think I broke the 2nd Celtic skirmishers. And meanwhile, our team of, or my ally, Cav is just running through them. And the noblemen are doing decent, but the rest of their army is just crumbling. And this is the only place they're doing okay over here. And these elephants are going to sadly die with 265 kills. But my elephants have other charges, and their Cappadocian cavalry and legionaries do very little, and a lot of their noblemen died before, so right now my elephants are going to just clean them up. Yeah, and there go the noblemen, and these noblemen are trying to run away. They should have just stayed and fight, because the longer they take, the more chance my elephants have to get in there and do a lot of damage. So they still have some Steppe Lancers over here, and Macedon is getting a lot of units up. So that's what they need to do. Even though we have another gate back here we can run to, they need to just rush to take this gate so we can't quickly get all our units back in and make us come down here and then break through all of this. Though there are still a lot of Alani horsemen in, they can't do a ton if you're charging them. So right now I think they need to just hurry up the attack. Because right now I'm seeing our Iberian swordsmen aren't going to do a lot against their swords and hoplites. So I need to move over more infantry. So they need to push there. But they also forget about taking this spot. And this gate they really need to take in this spot, because it proves in the battle to be not good for them. So right now I'm trying to get my elephants back, but I see we're doing a lot of damage. Macedon is stopping their advance to deal with the Cav, so I'll just get my elephants in there and they'll do damage, because they'll do a lot of damage, because a lot of their spears and hoplites are already in, and you can't climb down siege towers or ladders. So their horse archers are shooting in, and Macedon's general is in this, and my elephants are charging in, and we're killing a lot of elite infantry. Not so much here, but also my elephants are going to do a lot here against Thorea spears, and over 300 men, they're going to kill a lot of them. And right now they already have 408 kills and 0 losses, and they are not fighting units. They're also hitting the back of the Thorea spears, so they're not against units that will do and kill a lot of them. That looks awesome. Alright, so now their only chance is just quickly take the city. And they do have some archers up here. And I realize the archers are going to be a big problem, because even if I can get the elephants back, they've taken damage to their health, so they could get shot a lot easier. And they have a perfect rear charge in the back, basically, getting rid of any more morale they have left with elephants and rear charge by cataphracts. They're gone. So now their general's just trying to scramble up the siege tower before we can kill them all. This unit of elephants has 250 kills. And this one has 174 right now. And they've got to 484. So right now I see these units are routing. But a lot of the units are actually, I think, in the siege tower still, so I can't get to them. So I try to chase them down, but I can't really get to them because of glitches and siege towers. So they chase them for a little bit. I'm like putting more to get rid of these 15 Royal Peltas. How are they still fighting? 10, 8, 5 Royal Peltas with like elephants and getting cav charged. 3 of them were still fighting. They finally break. So they're just scrambling up any infantry they can get up the towers at this point. So their Royal Peltas are trying to get up the tower too. And right now they're beginning their assault on me. Now, my ally Alani has already brought some of his cav back, and I put an arrow over for him to charge around the back. So, well, they're fighting over here. Okay, so some Iberians. But while they're fighting over here, they need to watch their flank. So they should have just taken this a while ago. I'm shooting with some Cretan archers at here, because I thought at first that they were really going to lose that. But then I shift them over and I start trying to shoot at some of these Cretan archers. I do a lot of damage to these ones. Because right now, if I can get rid of their archers, they have a few spears left, but not a lot. And they're not good spears, like they're militia hoplites. So my elephants will run through everything, and even if they get past the elephants, I still have pikemen in the back that I, for some reason, did not put in pike formation. I usually do that, but I would have done that later if it gets to that. So we're exchanging fire with our archers. They have some regular archers and then some Cretan archers. And right now, my Balearic slingers are being glitchy, kinda. Or they just don't have an angle, because I told them to fire up there. And are they firing? I know eventually they like run into the infantry. But yeah, right now our Libyan infantry and our Iberian swordsmen are making the militia hoplites route. But they have taken a lot of damage. And they have Royal Peltas around, so I need to get infantry there fast. So I do use quick reload, and we're just going to try to take out more of the archers. These archers didn't have ammo. I realized that eventually. I've wasted too many arrows on them though. So then I figured that out, and I shifted over to these archers, who the Cretans demolished quickly. And right now we're getting our elephants and some of our cav that we kept in the fight back. So it's not like the cav isn't going to be game changing really, but these elephants, these have 501 kills, haven't taken 1 loss, and are able to potentially get a lot more in this battle. And right now the balance of power is looking great for the defenders. So right now they break through, and I'm like scrambling. I'm like pulling Libyan hoplites back. I'm like sending Libyan infantry in and some late Libyan hoplites in, but they don't push for some reason. So they should have pushed. I'm like scrambling archers back, putting more hoplites in. And then I'm kind of like, this unit's just being glitchy. Okay, we missed it. But it like went down here. And yeah, like you can see some of them died in here that shouldn't have. And I'm just like, well, they're just being really glitchy. So I'm going to put them over here and just try to get a few kills on these naked swords, because they have very little ammo. Or, not ammo, armor. So we're going to just try to weaken them. And their horse archers are still continuing to just like pepper the enemy with ammo continuously, and their Peltas are out of ammo, so they need to just like full charge. They also need to move over here. They just like don't have the infantry after the charge, because all of these troops needed to get up the tower sooner. Like, a lot sooner. And they do have these troops back, but I don't think they realize until it's really too late. It's already kind of too late after that charge. But we have just like a mix of Libyan infantry, Libyan hoplites fighting against, I think, Royal Peltasts, and yeah, Royal Peltasts and Thorax Order. Royal Peltasts are, oh, they're heavy, they're just very heavy. And these Royal Peltasts probably need to get in. And something I'm astonished about is somehow their general still lived. After all of the elephant charges, their general and 38 men in his unit lived. And they have some Cretan archers who are out of ammo. And it is really not looking good. So I moved them over here just to try to get as many kills as they can get. And they get a few, 96, so 5 in 1 volley. And because even if you don't kill them, sometimes you deal like HP damage. Every few volleys you get more kills per volley, I think. I might be wrong about that. But okay, so now they're starting to charge Royal Peltasts, which they should have done before. And Alani is just going to charge, like cycle charge them with Cav. Their general is still full, and that's a pretty good horse unit. And my elephants are back. So I have 6 African elephants, which are like the worst of the 2 types of elephants I brought. I have 12 African war elephants because it counts the elephant and then the person on it, so I really only have 12 of them. And then I have another 6 African war elephants. So I went in with 48 elephants. I left with 24, so I lost half of my elephants, but also 500, 280, 217, and then 265 kills. So they got a lot of kills for the amount left, and at this point, my skirmishers are just being weird over here. The Balearic Slingers. They're charging in some militia hoplites. They haven't charged in Royal Peltasts, which they need to just get in quick. And is it? No, the chat doesn't work. But Azza did eventually leave the game at some point, but at that point he had like 2 units of Galatian swords and naked swords. So it wasn't like it was game changing really. And our late Libyan hoplites and Libyan infantry are going to be able to hold here for pretty well. And I think eventually over here I realize the Cav isn't going to be able to do this forever since they don't have the staying power of regular infantry, but they do have like charge power, even though they are melee Cav. They were shocked they'd have even worse. So when do I eventually start to move my elephants over. So I think I move these 2 units over to help them, and I move this one into this melee and get some more kills. So when do I start to do that? You can see there's only like 1:30 left. What died over here? Maybe some like skirmishers or something. Did that like fall off a cliff? What? Because that looks like Macedonian archers that died. And some hoplites? What? Okay, I might have missed something. Or they might have like fallen off a cliff or something. But yeah, okay, at this point I tell my archers, or my elephants, to go get in like positions to help. And they also have their general back still. So they need to commit this. At this point, just need to hold their line with the general and commit there. At this point, it's not looking well. They did finally get a push over here, but they just don't have the units, Militia Hoplites, Royal Peltists, Thorax Swordsman, more Royal Peltists, to do a lot, especially with my elephants coming over. So over here I think just to send in the African ones, but then I realized like this could be a big potential spot for kills, so I moved these ones over and decided to put these into the Royal Peltists because there's less here, and Alani is doing really well at like just cycle charging into their back and flanks. And then my elephants are going to end with like 217 kills or something, yeah, and then they just concede because at this point they have no chance. So yeah, I ended with 2,324, and my elephants got 265, 217, 280, and 517 kills. And then my archers got 193, 117. These Iberian swordsmen did a lot. Granted, some of those were archers, but Iberian swords are good because they also have good skirmishing ability. They got 69 kills, 147, and yeah, a lot of their like they got 0 and almost eliminated. They're like cab, but they're like they probably got shot at the beginning. But the royal horses got a lot of kills for them, and a lot of their Amazonian archers. Meanwhile, like where Galatia has like really good Galatian legionaries who only got 25 kills. Really good archers who only got 4 combined. Celtic skirmishers did very little, only having 19 and 35. And then like all of the swords didn't get much, and their noblemen got basically no kills for how expensive they are. And they did a little better with their archers doing a lot of work and some of their peltists, but like their general got only 20. Like some of these units, the militia hoplites aren't that bad, but like regular hoplites need more than 19. Their onager got 0, so they needed more kills across the board. And then these were the units like still left who could have got a lot when the battle ended. Like, these archers probably could have gotten somewhere around 600 if the battle still went on. Maybe even 700. But yeah, that is the power of massive sally outs. And how to counter them is you want to either, like, rush all of your units into the city because they are less effective there. You also want to take the gates to lock them out once you're in, just to like keep them out. And also like javelins and these archers, you can just run away and shoot volley after volley into like my elephants and his cav. Because actually, yeah, he didn't bring any normal infantry, even though with this step faction you can. And I just brought 4 elephants, which did a lot, and held the city. Like, some of these units didn't even need to fight. They weren't even, like, final stand units. Like, these were final stand. So, thanks for watching.